everybody, welcome back to Five for Family. So happy that you're joining us again today. So, I hope you're ready because Miss Ronette is going to tell you about David and Goliath. So Miss Ronette, on to our story.
Welcome everyone. Today we are reading from Jesus' Storybook Bible, The Young Hero and the Horrible Giant, David and Goliath, 1 Samuel 17. God's people had some scary enemies, but the Philistines were the scariest of them all. And now the Philistines had come to fight them. The Philistines had a secret weapon called Goliath. Goliath was a terrible soldier, and worst of all, a giant. A giant so strong and so tall and so scary that no one had ever been able to fight him and live to tell the tale. So there they were, the Philistines on top of one hill, God's people on top of the other. Every day, Goliath came out and shouted, "Send your best soldier to fight me. If he wins, we will be your slaves. But if I win, you will be our slaves." No one spoke. No one moved. "Chickens!" Goliath bellowed. "Your God can't save you. I'll rip your heads off and have you on toast." His beady, greedy eyes glowered at them hungrily from under his helmet, as if any minute he really might just gobble them all up. And he laughed his terrible laugh. "Ha ha ha ha!" it bellowed, echoing horribly around and around the dry, dry valley. Well, Goliath might just as well have been a green, slimy monster with 3 heads because God's people froze with fear. Their eyes glazed over and they turned deathly pale. They knew if someone didn't do something quick, if someone didn't save them, that God would do something. He would send someone to save them. Now, you remember that David was the youngest son of Jesse. Well, his brothers were soldiers in the army. One day, when David brought his brothers their lunches, he saw Goliath. And he saw how scared everyone was. "Don't be afraid," David said. "I'll fight them for you." "You're only a little shepherd boy," the king said, "and Goliath is a great soldier. How will you fight him?" "God will help me," David said. So the king gave David his royal armor to wear, but it was too heavy and too big, and David couldn't even walk. "I won't need these," David said. Instead, David picked out 5 smooth stones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He took his slingshot and walked towards Goliath. Step, step, step. Goliath walked towards David. Thud, thud, thud. "You!" Goliath peered down at the small boy. "I'm little," David shouted up to him, "but God is great." Goliath laughed an even terribler laugh than usual. "Ha ha ha ha!" It went. With just one swing of his giant sword, Goliath could finish the boy off. But David kept going. It isn't how strong you are or how many swords or spears you have. It is God who saves you. This is God's battle, and God always wins his battles. David put a stone in his sling, swung it around, and let it go. The little stone flew whiz like a bullet through the air and struck Goliath right between the eyes. Thud! Goliath stopped laughing. And he stumbled and staggered and crash! Fell dead. And when the Philistines saw Goliath was dead, they ran away. And when God's people saw them running away, they cheered. God has saved his people. David was a hero. Many years later, God would send his people another young hero to fight for them and to save them. But this hero would fight the even greater battle the world has ever known. I wonder who that might be. Keep reading so you can find out who that is. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much, Miss Ronette. So now on to our question portion. Don't forget to press pause. So, who fought Goliath? Press pause. What did he use to fight Goliath? Press pause. What did David think God was going to do? Press pause. Did God come through? Press pause. Now parents, this is one for you. I want you to tell your kids about a time in your life when something really big was happening, when there was some big challenge and you had to trust God. Press pause. All right, now kids, I want you to tell your parents something really big that you trusted God to do in your lives. Press pause. All right, for tonight's activities, you can always build it with Legos. This is a great one. You can draw it, paint it, but if there was ever a story to act out, it's David and Goliath. May I suggest socks for your smooth stones? Parents, try to be careful when you fall down. Kids, remember your parents aren't as young as you, so they might fall very carefully. Guys, have fun. Think about how awesome our God is, how he keeps his promises, and how we can trust him to defend us, his people. Love you, miss you, and hope that you enjoy spending time looking at God's word as a family.